y'all, I am so excited that we are having cold weather and that it is winter time, and therefore I thought I would do the Winter Wonderland Book Tag. I wasn't tagged by anyone, but it looked fun, so let's get going. The first question is, what book is so happy and sweet it just warms your heart? And I chose both Jenny Wren, which is one of my childhood favorites, and also The 10 Myths of Teenage Dating, which is, I know this is a weird choice, but the reason why I chose this is because the authors are a father and daughter team, and I thought it was so sweet how they worked together to talk about problems that she went through when she was dating as a teen. She wrote this in her early 20s, and how the father, he is a teacher in a public school, and the way he was able to help other people through their issues when they were dating, and the caringness they showed to others. It was just so sweet, even though it's not technically like a sweet or cuddly kind of book. Number 2, what is your favorite book with a white cover? Because white and snow and happiness. I chose Treasures of the Snow and Screens and Teens. So this book is another one of my childhood favorites. It's actually what made me want to write, because this book totally influenced and impacted my life. And reading it now, I'm like, wow, it's not exactly what I remember it being, but I probably have read it, I don't know, probably 24 times, and it still holds a very special place in my heart. In this book, the main character is a girl who, when she's 7, her mom dies giving birth to her baby brother and gives her the baby brother and says, raise him, this is your Christmas gift, because she died on Christmas Eve. So the girl's name's Annette, and she starts taking care of the boy, which obviously her dad hires a nurse to help also, but she feels very responsible for him, and then some things happen that aren't good, and so seeing how everyone reacts to that. Screens and Teens is a nonfiction title, and this book really helped me a lot because I feel like I read it after I was in my 20s, so I obviously wasn't a teen, but I feel like there's so much we can learn through technology, and technology is such a wonderful gift, but I don't want it to take over my life, and this book was really good about learning how to have guidelines and just protecting my time so that I didn't get carried away with screens. Number 3, you're sitting in a nice cozy chair and sipping some hot chocolate, and there's a fire roaring in front of you. What book are you reading? Well, I just got introduced to this mystery writer. She's not a mystery. The books she writes are mysteries. I listened to an audiobook of hers, and it was so amazing that I'm like, okay, I have to read more of hers. So hopefully reading them makes me as intrigued as listening to them. But I cannot pronounce her name, so here it is. Number 4, it has started to snow and you want to go outside and have a snowball fight. What character do you want to have it with? And this is another one of my childhood favorites. See, so many of these books go back to my childhood because they influence so much of who I am and how I think and what I like, such as these books. But there's, in this series by Jerri Massi, this is the 3rd book in the series, but there is a character that goes through every one of the books, and her name, she doesn't have a name, her name is the Wise Woman, which she does have a name, but you don't find that out till the end. But I would really, really like to meet the Wise Woman, and she's elderly, but like really agile and really good with athletics. She knows all the, I don't know what it's called because back then they didn't have titles for it, but like how joints and everything works, so she can like flip people on their back by just like pressing their wrist a certain way, that kind of thing. So she's pretty amazing, and I would totally lose the snowball fight, but I would be delighted to meet her. Oh guys, this question, it's rather brutal, but your fire is going out and you need to throw a book into it to keep it going so you don't freeze to death. What book would you use? And okay, I have 3 books that were actually pretty easy to choose, and these are all 3 books that I got for review and yet didn't really appreciate or like, and I throw away books that I get for review that I really don't like, but these were just like borderline, like, okay, 2 stars, don't really like them, but you know. So I would have no problem at all using any 3 of these books to keep warm. Number 6, this is the last question, and it's what book is so close to your heart that you'd be delighted to give it away as a Christmas gift? And I have 3 books that fall into this category, and I have them all out among friends right now, so I don't have them on my bookshelf, but the first is Love Does, which y'all totally should read it. It will like change your mindset, or it should change your mindset anyways. It's really amazing. The second one is Life Creative, which it's art, it's beautiful, it's just fantastic. Oh my goodness, yes. And the third one is Control Girl, which, oh my lands, people, more girls, more ladies, more females in this world need to read this book because it shows so many truths and helped me realize more about who I am and how I do stuff and what I need to change. So actually they're all 3 nonfiction titles, and they're all 3 really, really worth reading. And that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying winter as much as I am.